What if your person doesn't want you anymore? Or what if your person never wanted you? What do you do then? Hi, this is Liana, Holistic Intimacy Coach. Welcome back to my channel. Here, I help you get your orgasmic intimacy. This one's painful, so I'm gonna dive right into it. These are two of the most painful things that I know of. One is getting dumped. Basically, they don't want you anymore. Somehow they don't interact with you. They might also dump you, especially for the younger ages. We don't stick around when we don't want the person. Or rejection. They never wanted you. Those are two of the most painful and detrimental to our sexual esteem. So what do? Number one, round up your resources. You gotta always be knowledgeable of what the heck you know you're gifted at in intimacy, even if some freaking body does not want you anymore or at all. What are your resources? What are you good at? That's never going to change, and you're always going to interact with other people. They might enjoy that. So obviously there's a person out there for every skill that we have. Somebody's going to like it no matter what. But when you're in the place where you really want and love and you have your heart poured into another person and they don't want you anymore, they're bored with you or they were never interested in you, rallying up all your resources and all the stuff that you're good at, super number one go-to thing. Okay? I don't want to go the Zen way and tell you that you should be valuable per se. Because I know that when you're in that kind of rejection or dumping stage, that kind of approach is really not going to help the majority of us. So rally up your resources. That's number one. Number two, how do you make yourself attractive to others? Why do I ask? Because sometimes we gotta really let go of something. It's just, some people just don't see it in you. And no matter what you do, they're never going to see it in some cases. I've lived one of those situations, at least one. And I know how it cuts you. Really, it's like having a knife punched right in here and then thrashed all the way to your guts. Super nasty. And you got to learn to let go of, okay? Tell yourself, this person, okay, he does or she, depends on you, doesn't see it, is never going to see it. I'm going to have to get the heck out of this interaction and move on. And make myself attractive for others. That right there is a fighting spirit. Sex fighting spirit, okay? I believe everybody should cultivate that side of them also. How do you make yourself attractive? There are many ways. One is just through your physical appearance. And here it's important to also remain grounded. Some things are never going to change because you just, I don't know. Somebody tell me if they can grow any larger or taller. The second thing here is also to look at what you can work with. Body composition, with a lot of help, sometimes you can change it. If that's also something feasible. Ladies, you can do some changes to your body if you do them for you. If you do them particularly to impress a certain person, let me tell you the downside. When that person is no longer in your life, because it might happen, you're stuck with the changes that you made. And if you don't like yourself, actually, you just did it for somebody else. That is one nasty experience, to look yourself in the mirror every day and see something that wasn't for you. It was for somebody else. So careful with that. I know that many women change their appearance because they want to be more attractive to the, potential partners out there, but I don't know what to tell you about that, honestly. I wouldn't recommend it like that. Then there's also the sexual arsenal. Sex arsenal, I've spoken about this in a different video. This one is what you can actually offer in terms of experiences with body weight, meaning your own body, with accessories, with a lot of other things. But essentially, this one is where you can really work on, and it can be attractive for other people. Okay, if somebody doesn't see it in you, That doesn't mean the entire planet doesn't see it in you. So keep making yourself attractive for others. One way to manage this. And lastly, this one is more zen. Cleanse the person out of your system. And depending on how invested you were in the other person, even if you didn't have any, like if you didn't have any physical interaction with them, it doesn't mean that mentally, emotionally, you can't be invested in somebody. This one is especially for women out there, the more softy ones. I'm one of those too. Cleansing yourself, like really purging yourself of another, is also important. If somebody doesn't want you anymore or never wanted you, it's perhaps a good idea not to wait for wrinkles and gray hairs to come out until you start to realize, I gotta take this person out of my system because I'm losing. Naturally, we grow old, all of us, sadly. I don't know who invented old age. I'm freaking upset with that part of existence, but my stuff to deal. However, it is true. At a certain point, we're all gonna lose it. Our looks are gonna fade. And also our capacity, our physical capacity, is also gonna fade. It's also valid for women. Hormonally speaking, we get disinterest. So our hormonal shifts take us out of our sexual interest, drive, and mood much earlier in life than in the case of men. So for those of us that are conscious about this, we start consciously working with what? Pleasure, inducing pleasure, hormonal health, and all that, and simply being with our body. But we also have a timer, so it's got to be said here. So you don't want to waste time carrying somebody in your memory, in your soul, in your heart, wherever you're carrying them, figuratively speaking. You want to cleanse yourself of the other person. And that's not easy to do, okay? I'm one of the people that found out that 9 years later, I still carried somebody in my heart. And I didn't even know this. So until I met the person again and interacted with the person, and it struck me. And I was like, how is this possible? Answer: I didn't do the cleansing properly. That's how it was possible. And this isn't just for women, okay? Sometimes I'm not a man. I didn't really ask men a lot about women that they loved and that they broke up with, but they carried in their hearts for years. I think just out of intuition, they too probably sometimes carry a woman in their heart, mind, soul for years. It's a human thing, if you ask me. And it's not to blame or judge. It's something that, depending on your capacity to cleanse, it can be done. Even if you don't totally cleanse somebody out of your system, you can still get yourself functional to move on. Because that's the point here. If somebody doesn't want you anymore or never wanted you, one way or another, you got to keep yourself in check. What am I good at? Keep yourself attractive to others and actually be in the place, because cleansing yourself of somebody makes you available for others. So that's the point, to move on. So that's it. That's my insight. If you want to work on step number 2, how to make yourself attractive to others, check out the programs that I have on my site in the dojo. Those are practical, related to embodiment. Those are resources that can be super attractive to the right people for you. I also opened a Patreon page where you can join me for daily practices. They are audio, recorded, and you can choose from multiple levels depending on how much you want to work with me directly or simply recorded. Enjoy. So links under the video, and let me know in a comment if you resonate, if you have other tools. See you next time. Bye.